Hi everyone, it is Holly, the Twister Sister. We are back for another free balloon twisting tutorial just for you guys. The world has gone completely mad right now. For good reason, you know, it's just a really hard time. So in spite of all of that, we are going to be spreading joy and continuing to have fun with our balloon twisting skills. And this week, in honor of all the medical heroes that are helping us through this rough time in our history, we are going to be making a doctor. Now, last week we did a nurse, so if you didn't see that tutorial, make sure to check it out. And this week we're going to be going over the doctor, and I really wanted to show this design because it shows you how to do a male head, sort of like the princess head that we did, but switch it up a bit to make it a boy. So you can do princes and doctors, whatever you want to do. We're going to make a few modifications from the design you see here. This was created during my live video jam session last week. So if you're not on my Facebook page, you want to get over there to be part of that because we go back and forth, I answer questions, and we come up with cool stuff like this. Now this is going to be the tutorial for the doctor with a few modifications to make it a little bit more user-friendly. All right, so we're gonna start off with two white 260s. I've inflated them both and left about a 2 to 3 inch tail. And we're gonna be a little bit more efficient on this one. I'm gonna do his hands in white. So we're just using the same balloon. You can do different colors for the hands. You could do a flesh tone color, or you could do a blue for like the gloves, but we're just gonna do it the quick and easier way by making a little round bubble. Fold your balloon over to make a little loop, and that is going to be hand number 1. Do the same thing on your other white 260. Once you have that, you can bring both balloons together, all right, and twist them together however long you want the arms to be. I'm going to do mine about a hot dog, a little bit less than a hot dog length there. And then we're gonna put 2 pinch twists here in the white. So you can put 1 pinch twist on each balloon. Squeeze your balloon out before you make that little bubble. It makes it a little bit easier, not quite so tight. And you wanna get both pinch twists lined up so that they are beside each other, and then you've got your arms coming out and the white jacket will be coming down below like that. Now before we continue the rest of this, I like to put the head on at this point before everything gets too busy up in here at the neck area. So you're gonna need a linking balloon for the head. I don't care if you use quick links or link balloons, but whatever color you want to use for his skin tone. I've got peach blush here from Battalitech, and I've underinflated this so that it's a nice round ball. You don't want the head to be too big, or it's going to be hard to get the hair sitting nicely around it. So you always err on the side of making these too small. Having them too small is never really a problem. So I'm going to take the nozzle of this guy and twist it down into my double pinch twist, and we're going to turn our pinch twist so that the head is sitting right on top of them, like that. Looks a little funny right now, don't worry. We're gonna then take a brown 260 or whatever color you're using for the hair. It could be black, it could be yellow, ivory, whatever color you wanna use. And I've inflated this with about a 2 to 3 inch tail. I do that for a lot of things. And we're gonna tie this right onto the top of our linking balloon. So we're gonna start the hair off with a pinch twist right at the top. So just like the princess head we did last time for the nurse balloon. I'm gonna squeeze my balloon out a little bit. If your pinch twist comes undone, that's okay. It's still twisted into a bubble, so we can put it back. We're gonna take our mocha brown balloon down the side of the face, twist it into our double pinch twist, and then we're gonna go back up right beside the first bubble we made so that they're the same size. And now you can put your pinch twist back on top of the head. We've got 2 hair bubbles in the back, and then we've got his face in the front. Now, this is where we deviate from making a princess head or a female head and turning it into a male head. Okay, so what we're gonna do is make a triangle of hair. So you're gonna come out on the side of your face, and about halfway down the head, you're going to twist your mocha brown balloon. Then you're going to take the remaining balloon, and we're gonna thread it underneath the 2 hair bubbles that we already have, and pull it to where this is not getting sucked in there too far, but it is just peeking out this little bubble here that's going behind the head. Once it comes out on the other side, you want to make a twist right where it comes out. There, and then go back up into the top pinch twist. All right, so this is going to give him a male look instead of a female hair look, because it's like covered in the back, but it's gonna stop at the ears on the side, which is typically what your standard guy hair is like. Now, with the rest of this, you can style the little front part of his hair. So you might want to just loop it over like that and tuck it in. Or what I also think looks really good is if you do a really deep apple twist. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to cut off the rest of this and kind of set this aside for a second. Now you could use that scrap possibly for the bangs if you want to, or it's a little bit easier if you're still kind of getting new to this whole topic of deep apple twists and things like that, just to get another 260. You can use this for the remaining part of his hair and for his shoes. So it's a win-win there. So I'm going to take my 260 here and just put my finger. If you want to, it's a little bit easier if you wet your finger first. So if you want to like stick it in your mouth really quick and get it wet, go for it. Or you could just try it without doing that. I'm gonna just put my tip of my finger on the nozzle and the knot. We're just gonna push my finger down into the balloon. Now that's as far as it'll go without scrunching the balloon up. We want this to kind of curl though, so we're gonna scrunch. We're really gonna push that balloon up onto our finger. Once you've got it about where you want it, I'm gonna grab the knot with my hand here, and we're gonna use my other fingers to pull this finger out. All right, and then you'll see you've got sort of a curly, cute looking thing, which is gonna be great for his little bangs. So I'm gonna twist this now that I've got it, and my knot is down in this section of the balloon, okay? You can kind of feel it in there. All right, so what I'm gonna do, hold on to that, and we're gonna get rid of the rest of this, and we're still holding on to our knot, which is in here. We're just gonna tie our balloon around that knot. See the knot that was inside the balloon, and then we tied a knot sort of around that. So this is going to hold. And then what you can do is you can take this and we're gonna place it on the top of his head. You could place it right up here in the pinch twist, but then it's gonna kind of be off to the side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this tail, I've kind of got a long tail, I'm gonna thread it off to the side of his head, okay, and pull it back behind his two little hair bubbles, and then secure that down in the neck. So we're going to twist it down in the base of our 2 pinch twist. So now we can really play with the positioning of this balloon, whether it starts way over here or more up here. You can move it around, and then you can just lay it right across the top of his head, however you want his hairstyle to go. I think that's a good look for some boy bangs. So this is what we've got at this point. Now, this is definitely a more advanced balloon with some different techniques in it. Not something I would do for line work, but not many people are doing line work these days, right? So if you're doing more delivery stuff or candy cups and that type of thing, this would be a decent, nice delivery piece to make, okay? Some different fancy techniques on here that make your designs have a little bit more wow factor. So we are going to now give him a body, and I like to use blue for this because it kind of looks like scrubs. So you can do like a light blue or even like a turquoise, or maybe a minty green color would work as well. So I'm going to take this 260. I've inflated it with about a 2 to 3 inch tail, but we're not going to use much of this. We're going to secure it up into the 2 pinch twist at his neck. And what we're going to do for his body is we're going to come down about 3 inches or so, and then we're going to go into 2 legs. So hold on to this twist for a second as you make your first leg. I'm going to fold my balloon over and then make a twist here. Once you have these 2 legs, you need to take the end of your blue balloon and we're going to thread it through the middle of those legs, and that is going to keep them from coming untwisted when we do the next part. We're going to take our balloon back up into the neck for give him 2 bubbles for his body. And then you can get rid of the rest of your blue when you're done with that. So we should have something like this now, with the 2 bubbles for the body and the 2 bubbles for the feet. If you position it so the body bubbles are one in front of the other, then the legs will always stay side by side like this, which is perfect what we want. It's a really simple little body style that you can do for a lot of characters. Now let's finish off his coat here to get these big white balloons out of our way. On the coat, I like to come down to about midway down the leg balloon, make a twist, and then I'm gonna come over about 2 to 3 inches for another little bubble. Hold this in your arm and do the same thing with the same size bubbles on the other white balloon. We're gonna bring both of our white balloons together here and twist those 2 smaller bubbles together. And we're gonna take both of our remaining balloons back up into the neck. You can try to do these at the same time, so kind of measure, twist them together, and twist those up around the neck. And that is gonna make him a little coat. And you can use this for a lot of different characters as well who have sort of a coat. So that's looking super cute. We're now gonna take his arms and we're gonna tuck the arms down at the top in between our first 2 white bubbles on the jacket. And now you should have his arms more down instead of sticking straight out like this, and that looks pretty cute. Now you could finish it off at this point and be done with it, because I mean it pretty much looks like what it's supposed to, but I kind of do like giving him some shoes. So we're gonna use that brown scrap we had left over from his bangs and make him some really quick shoes. So I've got my little brown scrap. For the shoes, I keep it simple. I just do a really quick little pinch twist and 2 loops. Okay, so there's our small bubble, pinch twist, and then 2 loops. And then you can get rid of the rest of this, and voila. Now to attach this to our little dude here, we're just gonna take that pinch twist and thread just the pinch twist through the legs from the front, push it through, and wedge it down into the back. And then his feet, you can position them so that they are sitting flat like feet should. And now we have our full body of our little doctor guy. And if you want to, again, you could do the hands in a different color. If you want this to look a little bit more like you spent more time on it, you could do the same color as you did for the face on the hands. You could also do blue hands like he has gloves on. You can draw on a stethoscope. You can make a stethoscope out of balloons. You could give him a little necktie. There's a whole lot of things you could do to add some extra details to this character to personalize him a little bit more, make him look like you took that extra time making your customers deliver your sculpture just right for them. Now, speaking of extra finishing touches and details, we could also give this guy some ears, and that's what I usually do recommend if you're making a boy version of the princess face, is to finish him off with some ears. So to do that, I've got just a little puff of air in my peach blush balloon here that matches his face, enough for 2 bubbles. We're gonna twist this in half, okay, and I'm gonna scoot the air in that second bubble down just a little bit so that I can take both ends on this first bubble and tie them together nice and tight so we get a little pinch twist shaped bubble there. Do the same thing for the next one. Just take both ends, tie them together nice and tight, double knot. Now you can take your bubbles, take your first one here, and we're just gonna loop it through this little triangle piece of the hair. Just push one ear through there, so now that ear is attached. And then you can take the other one, and we're gonna thread that through the head, all the way across, and then connect that one into the other side of your hair triangle. So then he's got 2 little ears attached. You can cut off any extra tails that you have, and now he truly looks complete, okay? So for the face, I'm gonna do some Sharpie art on this guy really quick, and then we'll be back to show you the finished product. And there is our finished artwork on our little doctor guy. Isn't he so cute? So I think it would be really fun to draw like a little heart on his chest, or maybe give him some pockets on his doctor's coat, or give him a stethoscope again. Just some fun ideas if you want to personalize this or kind of take him to the next level with those little finishing touch details. So that is our tutorial for this week. Again, I know this one was more advanced. There was some new techniques in here. I don't really do apple twist stuff a whole lot on my channel because I want to keep it easy for you guys, especially all the newbies and beginners that we have here. So don't be frustrated if you don't get this one perfect right at the beginning, and feel free to modify it in any way that makes it easier for you. If you guys like this tutorial overall, let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube. And if you want to see more videos just like this with more balloon related tutorials, make sure you're subscribed. We put out new tutorials just about every week. Hope you guys like this. I'll be back again next week for another balloon twisting tutorial. Until then, stay safe and healthy in your homes. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.